So when I was 15 years old, I couldn't wait to leave my parents and my brothers and get on with my real life. And so I found a state park about 2 hours from my house, and I applied to work a summer job there. And I didn't tell anybody about it, but I got the job to work there all summer, and I was just, yay, getting out of Dodge. I'm going to be able to have my own pad and do my own thing. And so I ran next door and I told my neighbor, we were best friends. She was 3 and I was 4. We'd grown up together. We're still growing up together, don't let me kid you. But anyway, so I said, I've gotten this job and I'm just so happy at Table Rock State Park. And she said, oh, no, you didn't. I said, what? She said, I know you didn't get a summer job and you're leaving here, not without me. So as it worked out, I was able to talk to them, and they needed one more person, so she and I then started working at the state park together. And they had built some new dorms that they were going to have their summer house stay at, and she and I were the first to break it in. And we were so excited. I mean, we went from country girls without a traffic light to our own dormitory. I mean, we were like uptown girls, you know. And so we were so excited in our new room, and so no one was in the building but us, and it was about 11, 12, maybe even later. We've kind of closed our eyes, and all of a sudden I saw a light come through the window. And I said, did you see that light? She said, no, I didn't. I said, well, maybe I didn't either. So I closed my eyes, even squeezed them harder. And then came the light again. And I said, what is that? Somebody's outside our window. I said, you get the keys and I'll get the axe. And let's make a run for our car. We were terrified in our skin. And then we got to the car and we realized that every time a car would come around the curve, its headlights would shine in our window. And I thought, through being in prayer about this week, I thought, well, that's a silly story. But then I thought, well, I got to tell it, because how we're afraid of the light is a silly story. For each and every one of us in our humanity, we are afraid of our own light. And that's so silly, because we are created in the image and likeness of God. It has our name on it. Marianne Williamson, though you can research to find all kind of things that would be better, there's just nothing better. And I never hear this too many times. Our deepest fear. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, or for you men, handsome, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are we not to be? Actually, you are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are born, and we're born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Isn't that powerful? Let's take a deep breath of that. As we shine our light, it distinguishes us between the difference in life between being a caregiver and a caretaker. I've shared that before. As a caretaker, you take on other people's stuff. And if you don't experience burnout early on in your life, you're a sacred martyr who's often cranky because you're toting around everybody else's stuff. I know there's only a couple of you that probably experience that. When we realize the true way of manifesting our quest on this earth and in this human suit on this dimension, it's about being a caregiver. That we're holding a space that is so light and so bright and so energetically authentic that people can be in the midst of us and just be reminded of that everything's going to be all right. What we often do when we're extremely happy or extremely joyous or we're in that light is that when we're around other people that aren't in that particular place, we tend to tone ours down. I'm sure you've done that. A friend calls you during the week, you're so happy you couldn't wait to tell them your good news about your new raise, about your new something, your new love, and you ask them first, how's it going? And they say, it's not been going well at all. And then they go, what about you? And you go, oh, nothing really. I'll tell you some other time. When that's usually the time they need to hear about good news, yes? More than, ever before. Deborah King called me a couple of days ago, the author of the material that we're working with, and she said, we're hearing great news about how it's going in Florida. How's it going? And I said, well, I got to tell you, we have a lot of people that are starting to complain because they're really ready to get out of the darkness. They're saying, oh, the books, we got the darkness. And it's like, but that's true to our humanity. A shaman goes into the darkness for 180 to 360 days on one particular year just to get a relationship with the darkness. One does not avoid the essence of who we are. It's about sitting in the sacred space so that nothing or no one or no experience can ever have power over us. Can you make that distinction? So welcome to the Sunday that we talk about Be the Light. And you're feeling good about being the light, yes? We made it through all that heavy stuff so we could be more in this celebratory type place and that kind of energy. There's a story about a holy man that people have heard that he exists and they really want to see him. Well, this one man took it to the next level to be brave, and he goes and knocks on the door where he's heard the holy man lives. And he said, I want to see the holy man. And the guy lets him in. And he's kind of looking around. And he kind of walks in 2 or 3 of the rooms. And he's looking for the holy man. And the guy said, well, is that it? And he said, well, yeah. He said, but I came here to see the holy man. And the guy looked at him and said, you just did. You just did. I don't know about you, but when people are coming to be in the midst of your life, you want them to be able to see energetically and spiritually and truthfully the energy of who you are, yes? It was so beautiful being here with Donna Eden over the weekend because there was no one going, where's the teacher? And I love that because there's lots of people that write books, but I love people that live their book. And it was so exciting because Donna Eden glows so brightly. You almost want to wear sunglasses around her. And she teaches energy medicine. So if you're teaching energy medicine, wouldn't you want your teacher to have some? Right? And so when we think about being the light and we think about ways that we want to be seen and ways that we want to be remembered, how are we that? How are we shining? How are we in our brightness? How are we in our energetic being, you see? Lily Leonardi was on our radio show a couple of weeks ago, and she was a police officer for like 35 years. And she was the one called to the scene in Pennsylvania where Flight 93 had gone down. And so she was just in this space of not even knowing what kind of space or how to have words for it. As she was going to the scene and she wasn't sure what she was going to see. And she said that as she pulled up, that first of all, she was quite shocked that there was nothing there. I mean, there was nothing to be seen. But as she continues to move forward, she was just blown away because there was a field of angels. And she saw them. And she just remembered in that moment how there was a part of her that had closed off, that when she was a little girl, she saw angels all the time. She had a favorite one that she called Blue Man. And they had conversations all the time. So when the book was coming out, she kind of wondered what her parents would think about all this writing about angels. And her mom said, oh, honey, we knew that all the time. We heard you talking about this Blue Man, and but we didn't tell a lot of people in the community because back then, it wasn't good that that you shared this kind of stuff. And Lily said, well, wow, I wish you'd told me, and in all this time, maybe, lost, I could have been expressing more. So Lily then, as life goes on, is driving one day with her little granddaughter, and they get lost. And she didn't have GPS in her car, so she's trying to find her way, and the little girl's in the back seat. And the little girl is talking and having this conversation, and there's no one there. And the little girl says, he's saying that you need to turn left right up here. And Lily said, okay. Oh, and he's saying that don't go around the curve and then turn right. And she said, who are you talking to? And she said, I'm talking to Blue Man. You see, energetically, who you are in your light, and who you are with your beam, and who you are with your essence, it's never lost, you see. It's never in vain, even if you are working at keeping it from yourself. It's permeating out, and it's being felt, and it's being witnessed, and it's coming through as its right time, you see. So it's a very powerful thing. I love in Scripture the Lord's Prayer. And the part that I focus on so often for myself is the part, all of it is awesome of how to integrate it, but it's about give us this day our daily bread. And I think that's the part more than ever that in our humanity that we just still don't really capture, give us this day. Because we show up to this day like we've had a permanent marker on our chalkboard telling the day what we had yesterday instead of this is a brand new day. Can you make the difference? And we are the ones that are in charge of whether it's a dry erase marker or whether it's a permanent marker that we have tattooed ourselves. And so what Scripture is saying is, give us this day, our Father who art in heaven, who is quite capable, who we are made of in the image and likeness, this is my brand new day. But I'm the one, through free will and choice, metaphysically and new thought speaking, that's deciding what's going in this new day. Is it old patterns of the past? Is it afraid to let go? What is it? Is it perceiving or projecting how other people see you? That's the distinction that we make. And it's so crucial. And then it goes on to tell us that when you decide what your new day is, then please just let everything and everyone go. Forgive yourself and forgive everybody else. Send it away. And in Greek, the word is aphiema. Aphiema is the Greek word for forgive, and that's what it means. Just send it away. Don't hold it in your bodies. Don't hold it in your energetic being. Just send it away. Go back to the nothingness from which you came. I appreciate all the sharing of X, Y, and Z that's happened in my life, but now I can send it away. When people get into all this intellectual process about what does that really mean, forgive? Well, did I do it like that? Am I saying, do I forgive the action or do I forgive that? That's our head. We're into our head. Our emotional body, when we go to our emotional body about forgiveness, it's almost like we start laughing. I've never done a memorial where we have to talk about what people were mad at. Please. Well, I saw that you were paying attention. And they held on to this, and they held on to that. No. Send it away. Isn't that powerful? What a great opportunity to be able to do that. As many of you know, and I appreciate your thoughts and your cards and your hugs and your calls, it's been a very tough week for me. Saying goodbye to one of my children this week who died last Saturday night. It's been very hard. And it would wind up that on Monday was my birthday, my sobriety birthday. 26 years of that, of my being awake. Oh, thank you. I didn't mean it like that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's way more than what I mean. Thank you. I appreciate that. Through the grace of God, I stand here before you, and I'm very grateful. Thank you. But I was thinking about how grateful I was to be able to feel the feelings of loss, to be able to feel the feelings of departing, to be able to feel the feelings of a temporary sense of immense separation, so that I could then step into a greater place of being totally feeling connected, you see. So I just, out of me came then this song, and I started singing it to myself. Happy birthday, real me. Happy birthday, real me. Happy birthday, real me. Happy birthday, real me. So you sing it to yourself. Happy birthday, real me. Happy birthday, real me. Happy birthday, real me. Happy birthday, real me. Way to go. Good for you. Because that's part of what it's about in being authentic, is when you really decide to be the light. It's about allowing the true you to be born. It may not be sobriety is your issue. It could just be permission. You know, it could be your permission. But in this holy space here, we are also celebrating birth at its finest hour. We are celebrating our beloved member, Ruth Sims, who yesterday was 105 years old. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, wonderful. Happy birthday to you. I'm going to ask all the chaplains to come up and create a circle around Ruth. We're going to continue to listen. If we live to be 105, people would be glad to stand for us for a long time, so don't get anxious to sit down. 105 years old. God bless America. She has an amazing mind, an amazing energy, and let's just wrap her and that loving light of God. Her family's here. They're going to be in Friendship Hall after. So let's just give this lady the greatest love that you give her, the greatest and highest thoughts you've ever thought about of humanity. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ruth. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You're wonderful. God is blessing you now. Woo-hoo! In closing, I just want to say that a captain was on the water and he saw a light and he sent the signal for them to move 10 degrees south. And the captain got the signal back that says, you move 10 degrees north. And the captain said, you did not understand me. I really need you to move 10 degrees south. And the signal came back, no, you didn't understand me. I want you to move 10 degrees north. Sound like the way we go through life sometimes, doesn't it? And so finally the captain said, I am a battleship, and you are going to move 10 degrees south. And the signal came back and said, I am a lighthouse. I am a lighthouse. So Ruth Sims is a lighthouse. She has taught us how to age gracefully, amazingly. She speaks many languages. She is an incredible, incredible human being. And the world is a better place because Ruth Sims has been here. Continue to be the lighthouse, all of you. God bless you.